Hey guys, this is part 4 on what if Deku had the Werehog powers, Howling Beast. And I hope you like this video. The next day, Zuko was going to school as usual, but when he goes to UA, he was seeing lots of people in the school entrance and looks at the van and see, oh wow, paparazzis or news reporters? And Zuko was a bit unique to them, that he never seen or dealt with them. Zuko goes to school entrance trying to get into his usual school thing, and a news reporter say, "Young man, have you ever seen All Might? What is like in there?" And Zuko says, "Huh? Where did that question come from? What do you mean by that?" In confusion, and the news reporter says, "Oh, let me explain it. What is he like, besides being a hero?" And Zuko tries to think, he's a good teacher, and not a good explaining, but still better than nothing. And Zuko was having a good school day, getting learned. Then he goes to the cafeteria and sits with Ochako and Ida. They explain that he's from a different country and he's from Greece, and that Ida's family is heroes, and Ochako, not very special. And when they were having a good talk, a kid bumps into Zuko, and Zuko says, hey, what was that for?" And the kid says, "Oh, sorry for that. I thought we should introduce myself. My name is Class 1B Momenta, and I thought you Class 1A guys should know your place." And Zuko says, "What was that?" And Ochako says, "Uh-oh, he's in his anger." And Marina says, "Oh, how thick-headed you guys are, thinking you're such high hopes." And Zuko says, "Huh?" And Marina keeps talking shit to him. Our Class 1B would beat you in an instant with no hardship." And Zuko sighs, and when he does that, he bends the spoon with his thumb, and Ochako says, "Uh-oh," and Ida says, Zuko, I think you could just ignore him." And Zuko says, "It's fine," and giving a smile of showing how cool he is. And Zuko looks at Momenta and says, "You really talk a game, huh?" And Momenta says, "Huh? Oh, is this your cool trying to be calm face? Do you really want to hurt me?" And Zuko says, No, I have never done that to a person. Usually it was a certain occasion." And Momenta says, "Huh? What was that? Sorry, you can't hear me? Oh, right, that's because I speak English." And Momenta says, "Can you say something else?" And Zuko says, "There, sorry about that, but I seen you types. You really talk shit." And Momenta says, "Huh? Oh, do you really think you could beat me?" And Zuko says, "Beat you? Really? This is gonna be easy." And Momenta says, "You really have high hopes on your side." And Zuko says, "High hope? Sorry, I never heard that. May I translate this for you? I'll beat you in 1.23 seconds." And Momenta says, "Huh? In 1 second and Zuku puts his hand on his face and says, "There, you're done." And Momenta says, "You!" and getting hit by a certain other person on his neck, knocking him out. And the person says, "Sorry about that. He tends to really annoy people about that." And Zuko says, "It's fine. I'll go easy on him next time." And Kendo Momenta says, "You went easy on me? I thought that was..." And Kendo says, "Shut it, Momenta," and brings him back to the Class 1B seat. And Ochako says, "Why are you speaking in that accent, Zuko?" And Zuko says, "Oh, right. Sorry, I was dealing with a different moon this day." And Ida says, "Does it have any effect on your English?" Yes, but it's not that bad. Sure, I get in an anger mood with it, but I'm fine with it. It's pretty fun." "So you were speaking Greece a moment ago, huh?" And Zuki says, "Yes, this form of the moon really annoys me, but it happens sometimes." And Zuki smiles. And Choco and Ida laugh, seeing how Zuku is so unique on how his quirk works. Then the villain alarm rings, and all the students from the cafeteria were in a panic. Zuku and Ida and Chaka were nearly getting trampled by the students and nearly being crushed, while Ida sees the news reporters and the paparazzis trying to get into the school, and Zawa and President Mike were trying to push them back. And Ida says, "We need to get up on that and try to tell them it's nothing to panic." And Sugu thinks, "Ha!" And Sugu stretches his arm and grabs Ida. And Ida says, "What are you doing?" And Sugu says, "You needed a hand, right? Here you go." And Sugu throws Ida on top of the door. And Ida does his telling that it's not a problem, and it's just a news reporter. So everybody was calmed down. And then Class 1A has gone into the bus and going on to USJ. All the students were about excited to get on to go to USJ, but Sugu thought of something. And Chako says, "What's the matter, Zuko?" And Zuko says, "Oh, nothing. I think there was something odd with that." And Chako says, "Odd? What do you mean?" Zuko thinks, "I know that the news reporters and paparazzis were trying to get in, but it was pretty easy to tell that the heroes were doing their best to get them out. So it wouldn't be a villain entrance, but it's not a big deal." And Chako says, "Yeah, but how could the villain line been so off?" And Zuko says, "I don't know." And getting off the bus and going to USJ, 13 explains to the students about their quirks being dangerous and how they need to be responsible with it. Even the simplest quirks are dangerous. And while telling them about that, there was a purple smoke coming out of in the USJ, and the villains were coming out, and the last 1A were confused. Is it training is ready? And Azawa says, "No, they're real." And some of the students get panicked, and 13, and Azawa heads forth and taking down villains. And Tomagiri comes and says, "Hello, we are the League of Villains. Don't mind the protrusion here." And Bakugo and Kirishima go and attack him, which failed, and Tomogiri teleported half of Class 1A. Zuku was teleported to the water saving zone, and Zuku says, "No, why do I want to be smelling like dog right now?" And making a splash, and Zuku gets very pissed off. I just had a bath. A villain comes after him in the water and says, "Sorry, kid, but don't take this personally. It's just a job." And Zuku looks at him and then thinks, "Wrong. You're the one sorry for it." And Zuku stretches his arm forward, and the water villain says, "What the?" And Zuku grabs his shirt, his submanic gear, and says, "Why don't you get the hell out of here?" And throwing him in the air. And the villain says, "Holy hell, he could stretch his body, and he can do it at a fast rate out of the air." He thinks that. And then Sue gets Zuku and Mana on the boat. And Sue and Mana and Zuku finally got on something that isn't on advantage for the villains while. And Zuku and all the students, Sue and Mana, tell their quirks about how they work. And Sue's is frog, so she can do anything as a frog can do. Zuku's is Werehog, and whenever he's looking at the moon or regenerating from darkness places, he can stretch and transform himself into a beast in the dark or in the light for a while. And Mana's is Pop-Off. He can stick anything and they can't come off, but he can't stick on them, just bounce on them. And villains were getting a little irrational in the water. And Zuku and Sue and Mana come up with a plan that could work, but it's going to be hell. And Zuku then says, "Alright, here we go." And Mana says, "Wait, we haven't even started." And Zuku says, "You see, I forgot to mention on one thing. My personalities change really fast." "Does that mean you..." "Yeah, I have split personalities." And Mana says, "Oh great, we got a loony here." "Hey, I'm not crazy. I'm just a hella excited." And Zuku then grabs the motor off the boat and says, "Let's see, how far does this thing go?" And Zuku throws it with all his stretching powers and throws it as hard as he can, where his long limbs couldn't reach, and hitting the water, splashing with an immense force, and making a crack in the water floor. And Zuki says, "Now, Sue, ribbit!" and jumps. "Oh boy, you really have lots of strength in you, Kato." All the villains say, "What the hell? How fast is this guy? Don't care. Let's get out of there." And while saying that, Mana throws his balls and sticking them on the villains. And the whirlpool sticks them together and keeping them intact, capturing all of them. And Zuku says, "I can't believe we're in the water again." And Mana says, "Who cares? At least we got rid of those guys." And Sue says, right, Karo. Why do you hate the water?" "Whenever I get into the water, I smell like a frickin' wet dog." And then Sue says, understandable. And Mana says, "Really? I thought that was your muskin smell." And Zuki says, "You're lucky that I didn't throw you instead of that motor." "Oh, there's land. Let's go." And Zuku and Mana and Sue got back on land and see Azawa taking down every villain around him. but with a injured arm from Shigaragi. He was dealing with every villain in an oppressive way. But when he was going to finish this, Shigaragi says, "Nomu, take care of him." And Nomu takes down Zawa and basically wrecking him. And Nomu was going to crush Zawa's head, but Shigaragi tells him that he had no way of winning this unscathed and was going to use his decay on Sue. But while he was going to try that, his hand got grabbed, and Suki says, "You think I couldn't notice that speed? My senses urged my body, and I thought I felt some menacing scent. I may be a werehog, but I have my animal urges, and this is one of them." And Suki gets ready to throw Shigaragi, but the Nomu goes for an attack on Suki. But Suki lets go of Shigaragi and dodges at a mere moment. And Suki says, "Get going, you two! Get Azawa out, quick!" And Sue says, "Right, Kero." And Mena says, "You're insane, alright!" "Oh, we're just playing in the sand." And both Suku and Nomu stand against each other. Lucky for me, I reacted in time. Suku looks at his shirt. He tear it off with 1 second. I would have nearly got into the water and nearly not gonna survive in that one again. I'd rather smell like a mud dog. And Shigaraki says, "Impressive. Your speed and cunning attacks are formidable, but it's useless." Shigaragi gets into a very serious look. Why did you react so casually about my speed? And Zuki says, "Let's say my reaction speed is about on par the speed of sound." And Shigaragi says, "Wow, we'll see how fast you really look while Nomu crush you ground like a paste." And Nomu gets into attack to Suku, and Suku gets into a style on the ground, and Suki says, "Oh, I'm ready for you, big guy." And then he hears Shigaragi's voice, "Nomu, take care of him." And Nomu goes for Zuki. Suki says, "Jeez, is he as fast as Mach 25? How the hell is he that fast? He's as fast as All Might." And Suku dodges the first, but got caught in the second. And while it was going to be kicked, winding up a kick from the Nomu, Suku then grabs the Nomu's leg and says, "Let's see if you can counter-block this!" And while the Nomu was going to extend the kick, Suku uses the momentum of the kick and throws him in the ground. And Suki says, "Nice try, pal. I've dealt with a kick like that before." And Suki says, "Wherever." And Shigaragi says, "You get lucky." And Suki says, "Bullshit." Well, gonna argue with Shigaragi, he got sidetracked, and the Nomu then spins like a tornado, and Suku claws his hands into the ground. "A tornado? Seriously?" And then the Nomu then punches a concussed air at Zuku, and Zuku dodges it by going under it and sliding with its knees, having his hair clipped from the compressed air. And Zuku says, "Jesus!" And Nomu then jumps in the air and gets ready for another attack. And Zuku says, "I gotta end this." And Zuku stretches his right arm and punches the ground. The Nomu shatters the ground what Zuku did before he made his escape. The hell? Didn't no aftershock out of that? Usually that would have stunned a person. Wait a minute. And Suku then stretches his arm, both of his arms, digs the ground, and says, "Take this!" And throwing piles of rock in the air. And while coming down, Suku punched the rocks at the Nomu, sending them flying. And the Nomu then punches one of the rocks and shattering the second one with a air combustion, and then kicking the third one. But when he kicked the third one, Suku runs as fast as the speeding sound, and then says, "Hope you like a suplex from hell!" And Suku grabs behind Nomu, putting his hands on his waist and lifting him up and giving him a German suplex, hitting him in the ground. And Suku says, "Oh, holy shit, how much does he weigh?" And the Nomu was moving his body a bit in the ground. And Suku says, "He doesn't even feel that? How? Wait, it's aftershock. Shock absorption. He was, resistant to my aftershocks." And Shigaraki says, "Ding ding, you got that right." And Suku looks at Shigaraki. Now this is just getting annoying. Let's see if he can walk." Suku cracked the bones of Nomu's legs, but when he does that, they repair in seconds. And Suku says, "He can regenerate?" And Zuko getting pissed off, but when he was going to say the words, and the Nomu breaks out of the ground and grabs Suku, and Zuko says, "Oh shit," and the Nomu gives him a pile driver. Ow! Since when does he know wrestling? Ow! I think my neck cracked a bit. Oh, yep, it hurts. And the Nomu walks towards Zuko and gets ready to finish him. But when he does that, the metal door, was being busted down. And a certain person says, "Don't worry, because I am here!" With a serious face. It was All Might and the other teachers. And All Might takes down the villains from the bridge. And the Nomu was going to finish off Suku, but All Might intervenes. And All Might says, "Are you okay, young Midoriya?" Fine. Oh, yeah, that feels good. Oh. And All Might says, "You look a little worse for wear. What happened to you?" "The Nomu did it, that's what." And All Might says, "Picking on a little kid, huh? Isn't that low for you?" And Shigaraki says, "He asked for it, but he's not even human as well. He regenerated from a pile driver." And All Might says, "Oof, that's gonna hurt in the morning." And Suku says, "It already hurts now." He has shock absorption and regeneration. I broke his legs while a minute, but he regenerated so fast that I couldn't react, even when I was giving him my own German suplex. Then felt the shock absorption." And All Might says, "So that's what I'm dealing with." And All Might says, "Thank you, young Midoriya." Suki says, "Don't mention it. Ow!" Cracking his mouth, feeling the dislocation. And says, "Give him hell, All Might!" And All Might says, "No problem." And All Might was beating the Nomu, and all went according to the manga and anime. But one little thing. While Zuko was at the infirmary, his regeneration was impressive. He took a massive blow to the head, but still regenerated that fast. And All Might comes by and says, "How's it going, young Midoriya?" Zuko says, "Peachy." I think my regeneration is kicking the healing factor. And All Might says, that's good. I want to talk to you for a second. And Suki says, okay, what is it? And All Might says, you did a spectacular job on dealing with the Nomu. I was impressed on how you managed to dodge and do some impressive maneuvers all around him. And Suki says, thanks. I was thinking of more keeping him on the ground, but he did a number on me more. And All Might says, yes, but you did a absolute incredible job. And All Might says, but that's not what I'm talking to you about. And Suki says, huh? What else are you talking about? All Might says, I want you to have my quirk. And Suki says, huh? What do you mean by that? I'm already hearing bells ringing. Is that a joke or? And All Might says, no, it's not. He poofs into his normal form. And Suki says, holy! Don't scare me like that. Even I don't scare myself out of my transformations. And then All Might says, telling him about One For All. And Suki says, I see. So you want me to have One For All. How the hell do we do that? And All Might says, by doing this. And pulling his hair and says, you must eat this. And Suki says, what? And that's where I'm ending this video. I hope you like this video and I hope you subscribe. See you next time. Plus.